lot of rappers talk tough and can't back it up. But today, we're breaking down rappers who are really about that life and check their ops on video. NBA YoungBoy has all kinds of drama in the industry, but he's not the type of dude to just rap beef and keep it in the music. If you spark an issue with him, there's a good chance it'll end with real life violence. And some people think that's what happened to his op, Jay the Youngin. YoungBoy and Jay was cool and even made a track together. But after Jay posted a preview of the song, YoungBoy told him to take it down. Nobody knew what the static was over at first, but it turns out the situation behind the scenes was super messy. Jay had history with YoungBoy's baby mama Jania and aired it all out on the track 38K and rapped, "I'm in my bag and pissed, and plus he mad about it. When I was on his, he was steady asking me about and begging me to leave her alone. This acting like the you put that comment on my post, they laughed about that, but I was laughing when your baby mama gagged all on my." YoungBoy went on a wild rant against Jay.
"You bitch ass be hiding. We real headhunters, man. Come on, man. You open their mouth, came to what they was, man. And you caught the cut and left another fat man in the blind. Oh, bitch."
Then Jay and Jania started going back and forth on social media. There's rumors that YoungBoy even tried sliding on Jay while the drama was going down, but there's no evidence to back it up. 2 years later, Jay was caught by 5 shooters outside of his crib and tragically didn't make it out alive. There's nothing actually linking YoungBoy to his death, but that ain't stopped people from spreading rumors that the NBA crew was involved. What's interesting about the situation is that Jay's family actually played 38K at his funeral though. But Jay the Youngin ain't the only old homie that YoungBoy checked. Everyone knows about YoungBoy's wild beef with Lil Durk that's been going on for years, so fans were shocked when YoungBoy's homie Rich the Kid was spotted with Durk in a restaurant last year. Rich hopped on social media to clear his name and said he was paid to be there, but that obviously wasn't good enough for YoungBoy. When Rich called in YoungBoy's radio show after it all went down, YoungBoy checked him over it and asked why he didn't call him first. It got pretty awkward after YoungBoy pressed Rich about not getting out of the picture cause Rich ain't even have an answer for him.
"You said that was for your show. As your little brother, you ain't feel like you just called me? You ain't feel like you just cancel it or call me and you know, ask me for whatever they was paying you? How this picture even came across? Like as a pulled out the camera, you ain't just feel, let me stand up and get the fuck on? Like, you know, I ain't got no problem with dude, you know, but you ain't feel like, let me stand up and get the fuck on?"
YoungBoy obviously wasn't happy about the situation, but at the end of the day, he wasn't trying to spark a beef and said,
It's all good, you know, this a positive station, you hear me, even though I'm talking a little aggressive.
Before he was brutally killed in broad daylight back in 2020, FBG Duck was one of the most savage rappers in Chicago. He repped the GDs and went to war with O-Block and the BDs, and he was one dude his ops definitely ain't want to get caught by. A video came out showing Duck driving through the hood when he saw some dudes on the corner looking suspect, but instead of grabbing some of his crew and spinning back, Duck popped out of the whip and let him know exactly who he was. It turns out it was some dudes he knew, but Duck had a pistol ready in case the situation popped off. Another video showed Duck checking a dude who dropped the rakes in front of him, which is a sign of disrespect against the GDs, and Duck threatened to break the dude's fingers for throwing it down.
"Slap the fuck out your face right now and treat you. If I break them 2 fingers that you just dropped in my shit." Sorry.
Duck didn't play when it came to the ops, and he even put hands on his own homie for allegedly rocking with him. Duck was definitely ready to up the strap if he needed to, but this next rapper actually shot 2 dudes and got away with it both times. When it comes to rappers who are ready for smoke, the Baby is definitely one of the most savage. Back in 2018, a dude allegedly tried to rob him at a Walmart, so the Baby upped the strap and shot him in the middle of the store. He was facing some serious charges at first, but claimed it was self-defense and ended up just getting hit with a misdemeanor charge for carrying a concealed weapon. That wasn't the only time he had to check somebody in the store though. 1 year later, a rapper named Cam Coldheart started recording and clowning the Baby in a Louis Vuitton store. He probably thought he was safe in public like that, but the Baby put hands on him and posted a video with Cam's face leaking and his pants around his ankles. Cam claimed the Baby actually jumped him with another dude and they ain't even hurt him that badly. But at the end of the day, he started the issue and ended up on the floor. It's not just random ops that the Baby is ready to throw hands with though. Last April, he went viral again for swinging on his own artist Wisdom. It's not clear what the problem was, but they were backstage at a show when the Baby walked up to Wisdom and started throwing hands. And that wasn't the only drama the Baby had that month. A few days later, news broke that someone tried to get onto his property in North Carolina and the Baby shot them too. This time the dude survived, and the Baby didn't face any charges at all since it went down on his property. Having 2 wild situations in 1 month is crazy, but those weren't even the first issues the Baby had that year. In February, TMZ broke the story that the Baby put hands on his ex-girlfriend Danny Lay's brother, Brandon Bills. According to witnesses, Bills tried to check the baby over how he treated Danny Lay, but the situation ended up going left for him. The baby threw the first punch, then like 5 dudes jumped on Bills and put hands on him. The situation with the baby and Danny Lay was super messy. A few months after they had a daughter together, the two of them had a fight in front of the baby's fans while he was live streaming. The baby ended up calling the cops because Danny allegedly hit him, and the next day she got hit with 2 misdemeanor assault charges. That's when Bills got involved and challenged the baby to run the fade.
When you come to the West Coast, bro, which I know you be out here, we gonna catch this one-on-one fade, bro. You know what I'm saying? One-on-one fade to see what happens between me and you. I want to see how much of a gangster you are.
It obviously ain't go down like he planned though, and after the fight, Bills opened up a lawsuit against the baby. People clowned him over the whole situation, so a couple of months later, he walked it all back and said he's not pressing charges.
I was never cooperating, you know? I was never gonna cooperate. I was never gonna put nobody in jail. I've been in jail myself. I'm not gonna put nobody in that situation, you feel me? So, all y'all talking all that snitch, you know, y'all might as well quit to that, cause ain't nobody a snitch here. Never will be a snitch, never was a snitch.
The baby is known for crashing out and checking ops, but this next dude allegedly took out so many of his enemies that people started calling him a serial killer. King Von was a street rapper who really came from the streets. Before he ever hopped in a booth, he was allegedly sliding on the ops all the time, and the cops have linked him to at least 3 different murder cases. Trying to check YoungBoy's homie Quando Rondo is what eventually got him killed. But while Von was alive, he was one of the most savage dudes in Chicago. Von did whatever it took to catch the ops. There's even a video of him watching them on IG Live and plotting to hit a lick, and getting locked up couldn't stop him from checking the ops on site. One time while he was in the county jail holding cell with like 20 dudes, Von spotted someone he had issues with and got one of his homies to help him slip off his cuffs. After his hands were free, Von walked the dude down and started swinging. The dude he swung on was 051 Freaky. 2 of his homies went down for killing Von's friend LA Capone back in 2013. And after they got sentenced, Freaky got a tattoo that said LA. So when Von got the chance to slip out of the cuffs, he didn't hesitate to put hands on him. Von was one of the hottest rappers in Chicago, but the wild situation coming up involves some of the biggest artists in the entire game. Young Thug has been all over the news after his YSL crew got hit with a RICO case. The cops say Thug and his homies went to war with YFN Lucci and sparked a massive crime wave in Atlanta. But Lucci ain't the only rapper Thug put pressure on. Back in 2020, French Montana claiming he had more hits than Kendrick Lamar. People online started clowning Montana like crazy over it. Then Thug hopped on IG and said,
Stupid ass said he got more hits than Kendrick Lamar.
Montana clapped back and dissed Thug for wearing the dress in the video for his track No Stylist.
Hey Thug, man, thank you for wearing that skirt for me on No Stylist, you heard? Hold the cap.
And that's when the situation started getting heated. Thug told him not to get in his feelings because he's just speaking from an artist standpoint.
Listen, bro, get out of your feelings. I'm only speaking from an artist standpoint. You do not have nowhere near more hits than Kendrick Lamar whatsoever. You probably won't ever have more hits than Buddy.
Montana posted a photo of Thug wearing a skirt. Then Thug hopped back on IG and threatened to leak a video of Montana getting knocked out.
Get my phone, I'm finna call me. I'm finna show your ass. Get my phone. I'm finna make me send me the video. Just get my phone. I'm finna show everybody. I'm finna show the whole world you getting knocked out.
Montana offered him $1 million if he actually had the footage and said that nobody was putting hands on him.
And if Meek got some footage like that, tell him to show it to you. I'll give you $1 million. Show it. Does it look like we get beat up? Does it look like a nigga lay hands on me? I've been in the game for 20 years.
The beef ain't seemed too serious at first, but then Thug proved he's really not the one to play with. He posted a video of himself sitting outside of a house Montana used to own and showed everyone he could reach out and touch him whenever he wanted to. Montana obviously got the message too, because a few days later, he told Fat Joe,
because at the end of the day, we all, me, Thug, and Kendrick is 3 different artists. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, you know, I want everybody to do their thing. I ain't got no beef with them. It wasn't no real beef.
Luckily, the beef got squashed before anyone got hurt. But this next rapper had his ops so scared, they ran straight to the cops. Spaz Drilly started the Drilly gang a few years back after his homie Dumbout got stabbed to death. He came up repping the Bloodhound Brims, but Dumbout's death caused a lot of drama in their hood, so Spaz split off and started his own crew. The Drillies linked up with the YGs and started beefing with sets like DOA and the OGs. Spaz got booked for allegedly murdering a DOA affiliate named James Rivera in 2020. And that's when his homie Lee Drilly stepped up and started putting on for the crew in the booth. Lee Drilly was popping off in the industry, but he still had both feet in the trenches. Sending shots at the ops on tracks is one thing, but Lee really wanted the smoke. He posted a video of himself running down on an op, and the dude was so scared that he ran to the cops for protection. Lee was also putting pressure on K-Flock and slitting his territory, but now both of them are locked up facing crazy charges. Lee and 19 other drillies went down in a massive indictment last year that claims they were responsible for multiple shootings and stabbings. K-Flock is facing a murder charge plus a RICO case right now, so they're not going to have any more chances to pull up on each other. But this next drill rapper is still on the streets catching Opps on video. There's a lot of beef going on in the Bronx drill scene, but Sha EK is definitely one of the most hated rappers in New York. He's got beef with dudes all over the Bronx, and Sha is always ready to check an op if he catches him on the street. Sha and his homies caught an op after school one day and ran his pockets. Then Sha put hands on the dude and the whole crew chased him down the street. Another time, he spotted a dude from Sugar Hill and his homies ran down on him. Sha is usually spinning with other dudes, but he'll also press an op if he's by himself. He saw an op sitting in the whip with his mom and walked up on both of them. Sha reps the OGs and he told the dude in the whip,
Stop saying you OG's K, you're not OG's K, you're not OG's K. What are you talking about? I'll slap shit out you.
getting checked in front of your own mama is crazy, but what happened to this next dude is even worse. Julio Fulio is a rapper from Florida who helped turn Jacksonville into a war zone. His beef with Young and Ace led to one of the most brutal wars in rap history, and Fulio has shown everyone that he's always ready for smoke. He's been in shootouts before and keeps a strap on him, and that's probably how he was able to run down on an op and take his chains, rings, and Glock. It's not clear how the situation went down, but Fulio posted a video on IG flexing a massive ring he snatched. Fulio is known for clowning his ops whenever he gets the chance, no matter how brutal the situation is. After Young and Ace's brother and friends were killed right next to him, Fulio dropped a track list of dead ops and rapped, "Can't forget 23, Quan, and 4 in the back seat. Hey, Ace only one survived. See, that blessed if you ask me. If he's still trying to beef, remember, you lost 3. We don't know exactly how Fulio took his ops ice and burner, but if he had a video of it going down, it would have already been posted. Cause there's no way he'd miss an opportunity like that to clown whoever it was. Sugar Hill Keem only started rapping a couple of years ago, but it ain't take long for him to blow up. He was running up crazy numbers and getting millions of streams of tracks like Can't Wait and Ice Cream Truck, but at the same time, he was still dealing with real street drama. Back in 2021, a video came out showing Keem allegedly letting off shots in the middle of the street. He was with another rapper named Blockwork when it went down, and they both ended up getting booked. Blockwork and Keem started accusing each other of snitching, and now Keem is serving 5 years on a gun charge. It's not clear if the case is related to the video or not, but it's gonna be a while before he gets back to checking ops. FBG Butta is a rapper from Chicago who's known for being best friends with K.I. K.I. was a female affiliated with the GDs who went viral for beefing with dudes like King Von and allegedly being one of the deadliest shooters in the city. Butta and K.I. were allegedly involved with the murder of a dude named Odie Perry, which sparked the massive war in Chirac between the BDs and GDs. K.I. was eventually killed by the ops, but Butta was right there with her when it happened. A dude named Trenches News claims that Butta ran off while the shooter chased him down, but later a video came out that proves Butta's ready for the smoke. In the clip, Butta saw an op on the street and hopped out of the whip immediately. He started throwing hands and it was clear the other dude wasn't ready at all. Nobody knows why Butta had an issue with the dude, but he messed him up quick and knocked him to the ground. There's been a lot of rumors about Butta snitching and not holding it down for his homies, but it's clear that if he has a problem with someone, he won't hesitate to check him. Kanye West has really been going through it the last couple of years. Kim left him and started dating Pete Davidson. He lost a ton of brand deals because of the wild comments he was making, and a lot of fans wasn't rocking with his new music. All of the drama obviously got to his head, and last year he knocked out a dude who was taking pictures of him. Nobody caught the punch on camera, but TMZ got footage of Kanye screaming in the street after it all went down. His cousin was trying to get Ye to chill, but he kept yelling at her while the dude he hit was laying in the street. According to Ye, the dude was trying to make money off of him and wasn't really a fan. He said that the dude had a real attitude with him, and that's why the situation went left. After it happened, the LAPD was investigating him for criminal battery, but it turns out that this wasn't the only time he had problems with the dude. Kanye's lawyer said the dude Ye knocked out had followed him to 3 different spots and that his behavior became that of an aggressive stalker. Everyone thought Kanye was just wilding out at first, but it seems like he actually had a good reason to swing on him and the charges were dropped. A superstar like Ye throwing hands is crazy, but the street rapper coming up checked an op in the mall and allegedly got his own mother killed. Psycho Bob is a Florida rapper who's tight with Kodak Black, and one of his main ops is a rapper named HMT Trey. Trey's mom, Misty Hopkins, was murdered in broad daylight back in 2021. She was walking into her nail salon when a dude in a black hoodie walked up on her and started letting off shots, and the police knew from the jump that it wasn't a random shooting because whoever pulled the trigger didn't even rob her. A month after it went down, Psycho and his homies got shot at while they were driving down the highway. Then HMT Trey and a rapper named Liberia Sig dropped the track FTO, and Sig took shots at Kodak and his homie Wiz the Wizard and rapped, "He a dead. What the fuck I look like beefing with a red? Get up on his ass, aiming at his head, and chopper knock him out his element. Them niggas, they protected by the president, and I got proof. They know we spinning, so they slime bulletproof. And talking magic, make you disappear like poop. Catch that famous ass in them hanging out that roof." Wiz and Psycho was tight too, and just a couple of weeks later, Wiz's body was found under a tarp in his own hood. Nobody was ever arrested for the murder, but HMT Trey allegedly ran into Psycho at the mall after it went down and started clowning him over it. That's when Psycho took it to another level and dissed Trey's dead mother. Using your op's dead mom to check him in public is crazy. But now Psycho's going through the same horrible situation. He caught a gun charge last year and started serving a 5-year sentence. The news broke that his own mother had been shot and killed in her driveway. It's too early to say if his mother's death is related to his beef with HMT Trey, but Trey's homie hopped on IG to clown Psycho about the situation after it went down. It's a tragic situation all around, but tap in for updates while the story develops. XXXTentacion's track Look At Me blew up and put him on the map, but it also sparked a beef with the Migos that allegedly got him jumped. It all started with Drake previewing a new track while he was on tour in Amsterdam. Fans pointed out that his flow was almost the same as X's on Look At Me, and obviously X thought the same thing. X aired Drake out on Twitter over the situation and said his career is almost over. And that's when Offset hopped into the beef. He dissed X and told him that nobody could have stolen his swag because they haven't even heard of him.
Y'all suck. How you ain't heard of it? That's why you stole their swag. You ain't even heard you, Sean.
Then X clapped back and told Offset to shut up and stay out of it.
Hey man, tell this Offset to get off of man. F you on your for man. Yo man, always on somebody man. Shut your ass up, man.
The situation was obviously heating up, but nobody expected what happened next. A couple months later, a video came out showing X getting jumped outside his hotel in broad daylight, and he claimed the Migos were the ones who put hands on him. X definitely lost the fight, but that ain't stopped him from trolling them on social media after it went down. He even posted a picture of Cardi B and said that he bumps Bodak Yellow in the shower. Then the situation got more complicated when X hopped on IG and apologized to Takeoff and said he only got caught in the crossfire because he was related to Offset. Nobody knew what was really going down, but it turned out that none of the Migos were actually involved with the fight. X posted a picture of the dudes who jumped him on social media a few days later. They were all wearing Migo gang pendants, but it's not clear if they were actually affiliated with them at all. Some fans think the Migos sent goons at X to handle the beef for him, but there's no evidence to back that up. X apologized for claiming they jumped him, but he was tragically killed before they had a chance to really squash the beef. The Migos might not have really checked X that day, but they were definitely ready for the smoke in this next situation. 2017 was a wild year for the Migos. They became superstars off the track Bad and Bougie, had rumors about jumping XXXTentacion, then almost got into a fight with Joe Budden at the BET Awards. Budden and DJ Academics were interviewing them at the BET Awards, and Academics caused some static when he asked Takeoff about being left off with Bad and Bougie. Takeoff got pressed about it and kept saying,
"Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?"
Nah, I mean, that's one thing I like about the group.
And that's when Budden told Academics,
"All right, we gotta wrap this up though."
Okay. My bad, have you tried to jump?
I couldn't
wrap
hear
it up
anything
then.
over there too. Close it.
Close it.
Academics tried to keep it going though, so Budden dropped his mic and started walking away. The Migos weren't rocking with the disrespect and stood up to check Budden over it. And the only thing that stopped them from throwing hands was a bunch of people jumping in to keep them separated. The situation went viral and became one of the most talked about moments in the rap game. And last year, Quavo and Takeoff went on the Drink Champs podcast to talk about it. Quavo said that Joe was tripping for no reason, and they were just watching him because they didn't know what he was gonna do.
But the whole time though, that was tripping, bro. Joe was tripping.
Yeah. Oh,
he was like, he was sitting up like he didn't want to interview us.
Get out of here.
From the jump. So we reading this body like, what the f wrong with him?
But Budden wasn't even the only dude they checked at the BET Awards. At an after party, someone from Chris Brown's crew allegedly pushed Quavo. That's when either Takeoff or Offset hopped in and started swinging. There's no footage of the fight, but videos came out showing their crews being separated after it went down. Everything used to be cool between Brown and the Migos, but that all changed after Quavo started dating his ex, Karrueche Tran. Quavo and Brown were really tight before that, and reports said that Brown felt like he had been stabbed in the back with the Karrueche situation. Apparently, Brown was pressed enough over it to start beefing with his old homies, but the Migos were never the kind of dudes to just send shots on record without doing anything for real. Luckily, nobody got hurt over the situation, but they were definitely ready for the smoke that night with anyone who wanted it. The Migos might have been involved with some wild drama, but it's nothing compared to what this next rapper got himself into. 6ix9ine is one of the most disrespectful dudes in the game and is ready to spark a beef with anyone just to keep his name in the headlines. After 6ix9ine flipped on his crew and snitched on everyone, Meek Mill aired him out on Twitter and said, 6ix9ine going up in federal courthouse today, kids. Message of the day, don't be an internet gangster, be yourself. Then he clowned a jail photo of 6ix9ine and commented, that witness protection drip. After 6ix9ine came back home from prison, Meek posted a video of himself rapping about snitches, and 6ix9ine clapped back by commenting, imagine being this pressed, Nicki don't want you no more. At first it was just some social media drama, but when Meek spotted 6ix9ine at a parking garage, the situation popped off for real. They didn't throw hands because security got in the way, but Meek says he spit on 6ix9ine while it was going down. Then Eminem used the info to diss him on the track Parables and said, it'll make you want to cop out like a plea deal. So I treat a beat like it's Tekashi, spit on that like Meek Mill. Around the same time he was beefing with Meek Mill, 6ix9ine was causing all kinds of drama with Chicago rappers too. He dissed King Von, Lil Durk, and Durk's cousin Newski on the track Zaza and said, are you dumb? You ain't spin the block, you a damn lie. Suck it, you ain't killed, you let your mans die. And, are you dumb? When you see me, you better run. You got your gun? They caught that nigga lacking like a they killed your cousin and your man, and you still ain't do Then, dummy, like a booth, go get a strap. Look, it's funny, your man is never coming back. Boy, you dumb enough? Dumb or what? Ain't no fighting, boy. That gun is up. Go try running up. Von was one of the most respected rappers in Chicago, and his homies wasn't gonna let that slide. 600 Breezy joined his live and told 6ix9ine that he was gonna die. Breezy told him,
You gonna die.
Yo, listen, you haven't killed nobody.
You gonna die. When I see you, respectfully, I'm not me. And you gotta move around with security because you a
Lil Reese had already been beefing with 6ix9ine for a while. Back in 2020, 6ix9ine hopped out on O-Block and laid down flowers for Lil Durk's cousin Newski. Reese checked him and said not to lose his life playing internet games, and the two of them started sending shots back and forth on social media. After Breezy checked 6ix9ine for the Zaza track, Reese called him on live too and flashed a gun. The situation was getting wild, but before Reese could check 6ix9ine in person, he ended up getting shot over a stolen car in Chicago. 6ix9ine started trolling immediately and said, Lil Tim out here wildin', and how he get shot before Quando. Then he took the trolling even further and started a GoFundMe to help Reese buy his own car. Breezy and Lil Reese both got wrapped up in the beat, but 6ix9ine's main target was always Lil Durk. Last year, he posted a video with a Durk lookalike named Perkio to take more shots. In the clip, he put a jacket around Perkio with King Von's picture on the back, then tagged Durk and said, Lil Durk, I had a gift for the bro King Von. Your niggas ain't never gonna slide, but they definitely rep you all day on t-shirts. The video caused all kinds of drama between Perkio, a YouTuber named Steve Will Do It who helped set it all up, and 6ix9ine. Then 6ix9ine dropped the track Janae and took another shot at Durk when he rapped, your man got shot, you made a diss track. Go get a gun and get some get back. Your man got shot, he not coming back. Go get a gun and get some get back. Durk finally responded on the track Huh and said, man, I'm Durk and you got my low while you play with Perk. Feds who walk around with you, them gonna get hurt. 6ix9ine was sending crazy shots, so Durk checked him and challenged him to a boxing match in Dubai. Durk said he had 50 mil of his own money that he would put up, but 6ix9ine declined and said they could fight in the hotel room instead. A lot of people think he's ducking Durk because he knew that Durk wouldn't be dumb enough to walk into a spot like that and get jumped. Perkio even stepped up and said he'd run the fade with 6ix9ine, but so far nobody's actually thrown hands. 6ix9ine's issues with Chicago go way back before Von though. It kicked off in 2018 when 6ix9ine went on IG Live with Cuban Doll. She was dating Chief Keef's homie Tato at the time, and after she talked to 6ix9ine, she posted injuries that Tato allegedly gave her for having a conversation. The situation started getting crazy from the jump, and while they was on FaceTime, Tato told 6ix9ine, then he got Chief Keef and Trippie Redd to hop on the track I Kill People and did 6ix9ine on record too. Then 6ix9ine clapped back and said that nobody cared what Keef or Reese did 3 years ago.
What y'all did 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and living y'all raps, y'all don't do. I know that personally. What y'all gonna give me 48 hours? Yo, wait 2 months. Yo, this gonna die? Where? Where I'ma die? Chief Keef, Lil Reese, all of them this Treyway.
6ix9ine is known for starting all kinds of beef, so this wasn't anything new, but nobody expected what happened next. While Keef was in New York, a shooter rolled up on him and let off a shot. 6ix9ine trolled him over the situation and said it was because Keef promoted violence in his music. Then he took Keef's baby mama Slim Danger to a Gucci store and filmed everything just to get at Keef. A lot of people have checked 6ix9ine, But this time, he was the one putting on the pressure. When he flipped on his homies in court, news broke that he gave a dude named Kuda $20K to kill Keith. But luckily, that's not how it played out. Some rappers spark a beef and just want to talk on the internet, but these next artists prove that they were ready for real smoke on sight. Bronx drill is one of the wildest scenes in the rap game because almost everyone who's dropping tracks really came up in the streets. K-Flock popped off and became one of the hottest new rappers in the industry, but right now he's facing a murder charge in a RICO case that could send him to prison for life. Even before he got locked up, everyone knew K-Flock was ready for action. Back in 2021, he started beefing with another rapper from the Bronx named Ron Suno. Suno started out as a comedian who made viral videos, but then in 2019, he became one of the first dudes in the Bronx to rap over drill beats. After Flock blew up, he started calling himself the king of Bronx drill, and Suno was pressed over it because he felt like he started the whole wave. He sent a few shots at K-Flock on social media, but when they ran into each other at Rollin' Loud, it proves how real the beef was. Videos came out showing their crew starting a huge fight at the festival. After it went down, Suno claimed that Flock's homie Dougie B was about to cry and their side had security fighting for him. Both sides sent more shots on social media for a little while, but eventually Suno chilled out about the whole thing. Last year, Suno went on a show called Cigar Talk and said that the situation wasn't that serious. After Rollin' Loud, fans were worried that someone might end up getting killed over the beat, but Suno even shouted Flock out and said he'd make music with him when he gets out of jail.
Shout out to Flock, free K-Flock.
Would you be open to making music with the nigga if he came home?
Facts. I'll do a song with anybody from the Bronx. For me, if you making noise and it makes sense, why not?
Flock and Suno's fight was wild, but it's nothing compared to the brutal story behind this next beef. Detroit is one of the roughest cities in America, and the rap scene there is just as wild. Last year, a video of a rapper named Skilla Baby checking his ops went viral. He was in the studio by himself when another rapper named GMO Stacks came in with his homies, and Skilla said he walked right up on him because he wasn't gonna duck anyone he had issues with. He ended up getting his chain snatched and shot that night, but in an interview with Say Cheese, Skilla said he wasn't even pressed over it.
I walked up on them, for sure. They did what they were supposed to do. I don't fault them for that. Whichever way it go is which way it go. They did what they were supposed to do. If a nigga walk up on me, I'm supposed to do something to him, for sure, if we get into it. So I ain't taking nothing away from them. They did what they did.
It was already a crazy video, but according to some reports, the situation is way deeper than anyone knew. A YouTube channel called Detroit Beef claims that the issues with Stacks and Skilla started because Skilla put Stacks' brother into a coma. There's no footage of the actual fight at the studio, but rumors say Skilla started putting hands on Stacks too and was beating him so badly that his homie Lil Chris upped the strap and shot Skilla. That's when they took his chain and left the spot. Lil Chris got booked for shooting Skilla, and the same day he bonded out of jail, a shooter caught him 4 times and sent him to the hospital. Then just a couple months later, one of GMO Stacks' best friends, Scoop, was shot and killed. Rumors say Skilla was involved with Scoop getting killed, and on the track Duck Yo Taco, he rapped, "I don't name drop, I'm trying to kill a couple niggas. But yeah, I had money on his head for sure. No, I ain't playing till he dead for sure." What's crazy about the situation is that Stacks allegedly confirmed that Skilla paid for the hit. In an IG caption, he said, "Paying for a fake hit, I never be that. I'ma be the one that come and get you. Know the job finished." If this beef is as crazy as rumors say it is, then there's definitely gonna be more to the story coming soon. But right now, we've gotta take a look at this wild situation where Lil TJ almost got checked by an alleged murderer. Top 5 is a rapper from Toronto affiliated with the Go Get 'Em gang. Right now, he's facing a murder charge for allegedly killing a dude back in 2021. He cut off his ankle monitor and tried to do the race, but the cops used social media to track him down in California. Top 5 has been in the headlines a lot for the murder case, but in 2019, he was in the spotlight for trying to check Lil TJ. Top 5 posted a video where he was recording TJ outside of a mall in Toronto and trying to get him to come to the corner. TJ didn't take the bait though, and instead he just clowned Top 5 and danced for the camera. Then TJ posted videos from inside the mall to show that he didn't need to check in with anybody. It was already a bad look for Top 5, but it was about to get even worse for him. Someone leaked DMs where Top 5 was asking to open for Lil TJ in Toronto. Top 5 looked like he was fanned out in the messages and showing all kinds of love. But obviously, he got pressed over the situation when he didn't get to link up with TJ on stage. TJ posted another video later and claimed that Top 5 actually ran from him when they saw each other.
But that nigga ran away from me. he ran. And I started chasing his ass. He made that little video. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. That's why I don't like talking about. I don't like giving clout, bro. But shit, if you know me, you know my body.
Top 5 got clowned by everyone online after the DMs leaked, and now he's facing a murder charge while Lil TJ's career is bigger than ever. Top 5 situation actually just took another crazy turn though. Somehow he was able to record a music video from behind bars and drop it in June. Filming inside the jail obviously ain't allowed, So top 5 could have just made his own situation even worse than before. TJ was actually facing a pretty dangerous situation in Toronto, but these next 2 rappers got into a fight that was so funny, they both came out looking like busters. Lil Uzi Vert is a massive artist with billions of streams, but in 2017, he was having a lot of label drama. He hopped on Twitter to warn people not to sign deals with rappers or DJs. Then Rich the Kid told him, that's why you should have signed Rich forever. Uzi wasn't rocking with how Rich responded, so he clapped back and said, boy, I'm not signing for 20 racks. It wasn't any kind of real beef and could have just ended there. But then Rich went on the Cruise show and said he wouldn't sign Lil Uzi even if he had the chance because of personal reasons.
Yo, if Uzi didn't have a deal, would you sign him?
No.
Why not?
Not right now. Maybe back then.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not now?
Maybe I would sign him on my business, but not, you know what I'm saying? For personal reasons, I wouldn't sign him.
That's when Uzi took the beef in a weird direction. He posted a photo of himself holding a giant crab and tagged it as Rich the Kid. Then Rich clapped back with the track Dead Friends and raps, teach you how to be a boss, top dropped off. All them dead friends, you a middleman, you a little man, your money getting shorter. Then he flipped one of Uzi's own lines and turned it into a diss. On Uzi's track EXO Tour Life, he raps, I don't really care if you cry, on the real, you should've never lied. Saw the way she looked in my eyes, she said, I'm not afraid to die. Then Rich turned it around and said, put my pride to the side, I can never lie. I don't care if you cry, let them die. Uzi hit back with the track Rich Forever and raps, I got the Glock and my laser is beaming. These is born, tell me when they leaving. Rainbow on my diamonds, but I am not reading. These is old, yet their hairline's receding. And on G Herbo's Who Run It remix, Uzi sent more shots and said, you're weak, trying to compare us or something? What I made last week, like $1 million or something. Rich mad cause you ate my kids or something. Man, I could f your wife like you sharing or something. A lot of people was clowning the whole situation, but when Uzi spotted Rich the Kid on the street in Philly, he hopped right out of his whip to check him. One video of the situation shows Uzi walking up to Rich and his crew and asking them,
what we doing? I'm trying to find out. You jumped out the car. Why you acting crazy, bro? I don't have nothing to say about this.
Then another video showed Uzi swinging on Rich in the Starbucks. Rich was sending a lot of shots in his songs, but it was clear he didn't want the smoke, and he even hopped over a counter to escape Lil Uzi. Rich definitely took the bigger L, but Uzi and him both got clowned over social media for the fight. After the Philly situation happened, the beef cooled off, and Rich later said he didn't have any issues with Uzi. Then last year, they officially squashed it when Rich posted about Uzi's new music on his IG story, and Uzi reposted it. Uzi's not the only dude who checked Rich though. Back in the day, rumors were flying that Rich had signed YBN Almighty J to his label. They linked up for a couple tracks together, but then out of nowhere, Jay posted a video of himself trying to pull up on Rich. It turns out that Rich gave Jay an address to meet him and run the fade, but Rich actually gave the location of a shopping mall and ducked him. Nobody knew what was going down between them, but then their DMs leaked. It all started with Rich telling Jay, up or blow up, lil. Quit acting like a. They went back and forth for a little bit, then Jay told him, you gonna watch how you talk to me. He warned Rich that he wasn't just a rapper he could play with and told him to drop a pin, and that's when Rich gave him the address to the shopping mall. Some fans think the beef was all for publicity, but Offset even jumped in to warn Jay not to spark an issue with Rich because it comes with a chimney. They never ended up throwing hands though, and after what happened with Uzi, it's clear that Rich really ain't trying to run a fade with anyone no matter how crazy he talks online. Rich the Kid ain't the only rapper who got checked by a next homie though, and this next situation led to a dude having a full-on breakdown and crying on IG Live. YK Osiris went triple platinum with one of his first tracks and looked like he was gonna be the next Chris Brown. His song Worth It racked up over 300 million streams and put him on the map, but then he fell off even faster than he blew up. Instead of setting himself up for the future, Osiris blew all the money he made off of Worth It and ended up owing the IRS $200K.
So do you ever feel like financially you overspent on certain things?
Yeah, for sure, man. I went broke so goddamn quick, man.
Osiris could have hopped back in the booth to try and make some more hits, but he decided to just start borrowing money from his friends in the industry instead. Asking for some help is one thing, but Osiris was supposedly taking money without ever planning on giving it back. So his old homie Lil Baby had to check him over it when they ran into each other. A video of the situation shows Baby checking Osiris over 5 bands that he loaned him.
Oh, sorry, let me get my 5 bands, bro.
I can't wait to get you. I can't.
You right now.
He's so funny. He's so funny, man.
I'm dead ass. See, you know, I made a rap go up and down. You up right now. Don't worry about it. You want me to wait on your next hit?
But you can see how annoyed he was when Osiris tried to laugh it off and say Baby ain't even care about the 5K. Owing someone 5 racks is a tough situation, but Osiris owed Drake even more. Drake didn't even really check him over it though. Instead, he clowned Osiris and made him sing Worth It on camera to clear out the $60K he owed him.
I'm not Baby, I'm not Boosie. You don't owe me no 2 rags, 5 rags. You owe me 60 bags. I'm playing the song right now. You ready? I need a full. You don't owe me no money right now. I swear, I need a full performance though.
Getting embarrassed like that on camera wasn't a good look, but it's nothing compared to what happened next. Getting checked by Baby and clowned by Drake obviously had Osiris upset. But during an IG live session, he told his fans that Drake and Lil Baby aren't cool with him anymore.
You can't use Drake with me. You can't use Lil Baby because they don't f with me no more. So you please don't use that.
He broke down in tears and said that he don't get to see his kids and don't make money from music anymore either.
I don't see my kids. Like, I'm not making money from music.
Getting checked by Lil Baby ain't the only thing that went wrong for Osiris, but after it went down, he's been taking L's from every direction. It's not like anyone else is doing it to him though. Back in June, Osiris got even more haters after he grabbed a woman named Sukihana and forced her to kiss him. The backlash was crazy, and Osiris ended up posting an apology on Instagram after Sukihana revealed that she had been drinking just to deal with the situation. The Game survived the streets of Compton and hopped in the booth after he was laid up in the hospital recovering from gunshot wounds. He's been involved with some of the wildest beefs in rap history, but Game knew he was playing with the wrong one after he dissed Lil Durk and got checked in his own city. It all started with Lil Durk taking a shot at Tyga on the Chirac remix when he rapped, "Heard Tyga sneak dissing on me. Tell him stop, I'm not right. Tyga only got one name, but that nigga ain't got one stripe. He backpacked, so easy to get the snatched." According to Durk, Tyga asked him to change a line in the track where he was rapping about Tyga's fiance, Black China. Durk changed the bar and started talking to Tyga about a collab, but then Tyga allegedly ghosted him. Tyga clapped back on his own remix of Chirac and said, "Who the f is Lil Durk? I dust you like Ash and Perk. Your flow whack, my flow crack. Got marble floors, your floor is cracked." The Game wasn't involved in the situation at all, but that ain't stopping him from jumping into beef on Tyga's track Chirac to LA and dissing Durk with the line, "I don't f with no new They like to sue, no woo. Tyga hit me like Durk dissing. Durk Nowitzki? Durk who? Never heard of these. Game probably wasn't expecting to have any real life beef over the track, but when Durk spotted him at a nightclub in LA, he checked him on site. Their crews caused a huge scene in the middle of the club and allegedly wanted to take it outside so they could handle it in the street. But luckily, that's not how it went down. Durk told DJ Vlad,
next morning, a couple of the big, like, older guys out here, the old school guys out here, put us on a 3-way call. We saying we squashing it.
Everyone knew that Durk could have caused some real issues for Game if he wanted to press the situation, and the OGs out in LA didn't want people getting hurt or killed over some petty drama. It was all good for around a year, but then the Game went on the Breakfast Club and said that he was the one who found Lil Durk at the party. Game told him,
Nah, he was in LA. Everybody got that backwards, man. He was in LA at a Rick Ross party, and we found him. We went to him, and I saw Durk, and he was a little guy, man. And, yeah, and he was cool, man. So it just went away, man.
Durk thought the beef was squashed, but Game decided to bring it back up. And that's when Durk hopped on social media to warn Game and say, "Glad I'm not a Twitter gangster. Remember me." The Game apparently got the message because he's been quiet on the situation ever since. Durk checked him and everything cooled off. But this next rapper from Chicago almost got locked up for pressing the knob. Charleston White is one of the most hated dudes in the rap game. He's known for dissing all kinds of rappers if he thinks they're bad people, and it don't matter to him if they're dead or alive. After King Von died, Charleston took some crazy shots at him and said that he was a demon who deserved to die because he murdered people and talked about it in his music.
That idol is a demon. King Von was known to be a killer, rapping about his murders.
600 Breezy wasn't cool with the disrespect, so when he ran into Charleston in Mississippi, he checked him over the comments. Breezy and Charleston was at the same house party for a movie premiere, and Breezy ain't even know who he was at first. He shook his hand and Charleston went inside. Then one of Breezy's homies showed him a video where Charleston was dissing Von. That's when Breezy walked back and asked why he was talking crazy about his dead homie, but Charleston didn't back down. A lot of people hate Charleston, but Breezy told DJ Vlad,
like, I respect the old because he stood up for what he believed in. He basically like, I'm on some better than us, but I'm like, you can't be trying to better us if you disrespecting black people and bringing them down or whatever. Cool.
Obviously, he wasn't cool with Charleston speaking on Von like that, but Breezy found out that he couldn't really press him because Charleston won't hesitate to call the cops on anyone who puts hands on him. He told Breezy that he'd come to Chicago with the sheriff's department right behind him, and that's when Breezy realized how dangerous Charleston really is. It's one thing to check an op and lose a fight, but if Breezy actually tried to do anything to Charleston, he'd be in prison immediately. Breezy might not be swinging on Charleston anytime soon, but if he catches this next dude he checked in person, Breezy says he'll slap him up on sight. After King Von died, T.I. hopped on Instagram and wrote, "Atlanta is a beautiful progressive city filled with black excellence. We uplift each other and win together. Stop coming here to kill each other. That shit is played out. Handle your beefs in your city. Thanks in advance. King." Breezy clapped back and posted a Gucci Mane track where he dissed T.I. and rapped, "T.I., will you please tell Tip I got a new 40 with a 30-round clip. When I see him and he move, I'ma shoot him off the rip. Trying to spark rap beef, that's how people get killed." Then during the versus battle between Jeezy and Gucci, T.I. hopped in the comments and tried to check Breezy when he wrote, "At 600 Breezy, heard you was saying something about something that will certainly be addressed properly later on." After it went down, Breezy told DJ Vlad,
like, if you in front of 2 million people trying to make it seem like you checking me, you check me in person. That's just what it is.
It's been a couple years since that all went down, but back in February, Breezy made it clear that he's still not rocking with T.I.
Me personally, this one I don't fuck with T.I.
Apparently, they haven't been in the same room together yet, but it looks like Breezy is ready to run the fade whenever he gets the chance. T.I. is the only one who tried to check Breezy and failed though. Back in 2017, Breezy got caught by some ops while he was alone in a mall in Las Vegas and still stood his ground. King Yella, Billionaire Black, and some other GDs spotted Breezy by himself and tried to check him. But instead of backing down or running away, Breezy confronted them alone. Yella later said,
like at the end of the day, folks, I don't know Breezy. That was my first time ever meeting him in real life. He never did nothing to me, nothing. You feel me? I really didn't feel no type of way about dude, you feel me? Now, if Brick was there though, nah, it wasn't gonna be nothing else to talk about, you feel me? Because Brick and him, they know each other personally and it was gonna be that.
After it went down, Breezy hopped on Twitter to clown them for having them cornered and not doing anything about it. Breezy will probably never squash any beef with the GDs since both sides have lost too many people. And last year, he challenged Yella to a boxing match and dissed him over the Vegas situation again.
King Yella, let's link up and box. You caught me dolo in Vegas in the mall by myself. You was supposed to whoop me, bro.
Breezy checking an op from Chicago was normal, but Yella also got checked by Offset for talking about Cardi B. In 2018, King Yella posted an old photo with Cardi B and captioned it with, "We had your first." He took the post down almost immediately, and that's when everyone found out that Offset checked him over it. On a phone call, Offset said he knew where Yella was and that he was gonna get his ass beat. Yella ain't seem too worried about it though, and then he dropped the track Cardi B Truth and rapped, "Thick Cardi B wanna have my baby, sucking Hennessy pussy, know I'm going crazy. The industry, rap game full of fugazi. Be running their mouth, want clout. I'll shoot you in your cap." And no, Yella don't play that. Offset, boy, you better watch your boy, she on my. Yella was talking crazy on the internet and the Offset, but when Cardi B hopped in and checked him over it, he completely switched up. She called him and started pressing him from the jump, and Yella was just making weak excuses the whole time.
You jacking that you trying to make it seem like I did and I never did.
Cardi, show me one thing where it said I.
Why don't you just keep my name out your fucking mouth? I don't f with you.
Yella was obviously just clout chasing and using Cardi B and Offset to get his name in the headlines, but when it came to any real smoke, he backed down immediately. Cardi B checking a dude from Chirac like that was crazy, but now her ops husband is trying to check Offset. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have been beefing on and off for years. They almost got into a fight at New York Fashion Week a few years ago, but now the drama's really turning up. It's not clear exactly how it all started yet, but Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty, went live on IG trying to hunt Offset down in New York with his crew. Petty said that Offset needs to be planning his funeral and told him to drop his location, but Offset obviously wasn't going to pop out at 4 in the morning on some random street. An alleged DM shows that Offset might have actually started it by telling one of Petty's homies they're broke and to drop his location. Apparently something went down at the VMAs this year, but right now, nobody knows the details. Rumors say that someone in Petty's crew threatened Cardi at the awards because after it went down, she tweeted, "I ain't even flinch." Then one of Petty's homies tagged her on his IG story and said, "Cardi B, we ain't your average queen." He said that they're sounding nervous, but it don't seem like Offset and Cardi are too pressed about it right now. Offset posted a video where he clowned Petty for standing outside while he's hopping off private planes. Then a few days later, news broke that a Los Angeles federal judge ordered Petty to 120 days of house arrest for threatening Offset. Who knows how long they'll wait to catch Offset lacking.